Good day everyone. In this lesson, we'll talk about the set of real numbers. Upon completion of this lecture, the students should be able to identify the properties of different numbers, classify numbers to different subsets, plot points, and graph intervals. These are the use of numbers to mention a few: counting, measuring, ranking, and naming objects such as identification number. In our everyday lives, we compute, we count. There are many applications of numbers in our everyday lives. That's why it is crucial that we understand what a number is and how to classify them. First, let us define or recall what a set is. A set is a well-defined collection of distinct objects like letters, numbers, or symbols enclosed in braces and named using a capital letter. Each object is called an element of the set. For example, let capital A be the set of rainbow colors. We have here this one. A is a set containing red, yellow, green, indigo, violet, blue, orange. Take note, the order of listing the elements does not matter. You can write this down alphabetically or in any order. Because in sets, it doesn't matter how you arrange or write the elements of the set. Let capital C be a set containing positive multiples of 5 less than 25. We have here C is a set containing 5, 10, 15, 20. Or C equals 20, 15, 10, 5. You can also write this one as C is a set containing 20, 5, 15, 10 in no particular order. Always remember that. Element of a set. A member of a set is an element of it. The symbol epsilon is used to denote set membership. From our previous example, let capital A be the set of rainbow colors. We can say that red is an element of A and blue is an element of A, but black is not an element of A. Remember, we have the following negated symbol in math. We have equals and not equal to. Similarly, when you say element, we have here the epsilon, and then we have here the epsilon with a slash on it. Finite, infinite, and null sets. A set is finite if and only if we can possibly list all its elements. Otherwise, the set is infinite. When you say we can possibly list all its elements, it doesn't matter how long it will take, no? As long as we can possibly list it. A set is null if and only if it doesn't have any element. In symbols, these are the symbols of null set. We have here this symbol or the empty set. For example, let capital A be the set of cities in Metro Manila starting with the letter X. There's no such thing. That's why A is a null set. Determine whether the following set is finite, infinite, or null. Number 1. The set of vowel letters in the word rhythm. So this one is of course null because there is no vowel letter in the word rhythm. Number 2. The set of all female faculty members of FEU Tech. This one is finite because you can easily count them. Number 3. The set of odd numbers between 1 and 100. This is well defined and this one is finite also. Because no matter how many they are, we can still count them. Number 4. The set of whole numbers between 8 and 9. In the number line, we have 7, 8, 9. When you say whole number, it's an integer. Okay, there's no whole number or integer anymore between 8 and 9, so this is null. 5. The set of all books in the National Library of the Philippines, this one is finite. Number 6, the set of male members of TWICE, this is null. TWICE is a Korean girl group. Number 7, the set of numbers between 1 and 2. Going back here, suppose that this is -1, 0, and suppose that this is 0, 1, and 2. The set of numbers between 1 and 2, you may think that it's null, but it's not. Okay, remember that in between 1 and 2, we have 1.5. In between, we have 1.25. And then within this, we have 1.01, 1.001, 1.00001. There are infinitely many numbers in between 1 and 2. So this is infinite. Number 8. The set of sleep-inducing medicine approved by the FDA, this one is finite. Now, let's talk about the subset of a set. Let capital A and B be non-empty sets. A is a subset of B if and only if all elements of A is in B. There are two types of subsets. First, we have the proper subset. We have here the symbol. A is a subset of B. It means set A contains some elements of B. Other alternative symbol for the proper subset is this one, or A is a proper subset of B. So what does this mean? A is a subset of B and A is not equal to B. So remember, we can say that two sets are equal if and only if they have the same elements. Okay, here in A is a subset of B, but A is not equal to B. This is stricter than this one. True, because here in this symbol, we are still open to the possibility that A is equal to B. But here, you are establishing at first, you are establishing head first that A is not equal to B. These sets are not equal. Next, improper subset. This is the symbol for the improper subset. A is a subset of B and A is equal to B. Sets A and B contain the same exact elements, making them equal sets. This is an example of the proper subset, and this is the improper subset. Let's have the following example. Let capital A and B be proper subsets of C plus the set of positive integers, where capital A contains even numbers less than 10 and B contains odd numbers less than or equal to 5. Write at least 3 subsets of A and B. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do is to define A and B. Let us define A by listing its elements. Capital A, the set A contains even numbers less than 10. So we have 2, 4, 6, and 8. Next, for B, set B contains odd numbers less than or equal to 5. So we have 1, 3, and 5. In case you're wondering, sir, bakit hindi kasama yung 0 sa set A? Take note that we only have set of positive integers. 0 is not positive. Okay? Now, the instruction is write at least 3 subsets of A and B. Okay, I'll write 3. I'll write 5 na lang. Sige. Okay, I'll write 5. Okay, A1. Okay, subset, no? So, I can have 2. 4, 8. Okay. I can also write 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, A4, 8. Okay, A5, 2, 6. Okay, the rest, I want you to list the remaining subsets, possible subsets. B1, I can have 1, B2, 3, B3, 5. Actually, let's write everything. I will write everything for set B. B5, 1, 5. B6, 1, no, 3, 5. B7, 1, 3, 5. And then we have the null set. Okay, always remember that the null set is a subset of every set. The proof of this one can be proven using the technique proof by contradiction, because there's no such thing that will disprove that the null set is a subset of any set. Okay, now these are all the subsets of set B. Okay, 1, 3, 1, 5, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5 itself, and the null set. Alright, number 2. Let capital K be the set of multiples of 10 less than 40. List all the subsets of K. Okay, first let's define K using the list method or the roster method. We list all the elements. We have 10, 20, and 30. 40 is not included because it says less than 40. Now, let's have the subsets of K. You can just enumerate these using bullet, no? First, we have the single element. And then we have the double. We have the sets with 2 elements. And 30. Next, we have itself 10, 20, 30. And last, we have the no element, the null set. How many subsets do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, there are 8. 2 raised to 3. 8 subsets. Number 3, determine whether the following mathematical sentences are correct or not. Okay, in terms of the usage of symbols, okay. Letter A, 5 is an element of the integer set. This one is correct because indeed 5 is an element of the integer set. Letter B, the set containing 5 is an element of the integer set. This one is incorrect. This is a set. Okay, the set containing 5. Okay, that is not an element. That is not an element of the integer set. So this should be the set containing 5 is a subset of Z. Okay? Letter C. The set containing 2, 3, and 5 is an element of the integer set. This is also incorrect. Okay, we talk about this should be the set containing 2, 3, 5 is a subset of the integer set. Letter D. 2 is a subset of Z. This one is incorrect because take a look on that. We are talking about element and then you use subset. This is incorrect. Okay, should be 2. The set containing 2 is a subset of Z, or 2 is an element of the integer set. So is this clear? Take note that if we're talking about subsets, this is a set, no? So, dapat yung symbol na gamit dito is yung pang-subset. Next, well-defined sets. Determine whether the following sets are well-defined or not well-defined. When you say a set is well-defined, you can easily say or determine whether it's finite, infinite, or null, or that you can easily distinguish or determine the elements that it will contain. Number 1, the set of consonant letters in the word rhythm, this is well-defined. Number 2, the set of all female faculty members of Mapua Makati Campus in school year 2022-2023, this is also well-defined. Number 3, the set of tall buildings in Manila, this one is not well-defined. Because take note that what is tall for you may not be tall for me. Okay, how do we make this well-defined? Okay, to make this well-defined, what if we continue it with with 30 stories and above. Okay, and then that will be well-defined if we included with 30 stories and above. Number 4, the set of even numbers greater than 100, this is well-defined. Number 5, the set of 5 best basketball players, this is not well-defined. Again, what's best for you may not be best for me, may not be best for your friends or anybody. However, if we continue this with according to PBA in 2010, ayan. So this one would have been well-defined already. Number 6, just like in number 5, this is also not well-defined. The set of 5 most beautiful women in Asia. However, if we are going to include according to Cosmopolitan, a magazine, 2005. Okay, this will be well-defined already. Number 7, the set of top-selling books of National Bookstore in 2010, this is well-defined. Okay, because you can definitely list the elements of it. Number 8, the set of delicious desserts offered in Iloilo City, this is not well-defined as well because this is subjective, just like in number 5 and number 6 and number 3. Previously, we had the list or roster method in defining a set. Actually, a set can be defined by either list or roster method or the rule set builder method. So I want you to remember how to do the list and the rule method. Okay, let's have here the examples. Let capital A be the set of the letters of the word banana. In the list method, this is what you're going to do. A is a set containing A, B, N, or A is a set containing N, B, A. What else? What's the other alternative for this? Take note that all of these are correct, no? You can have it B, N, A. Okay, take note that you can list the elements in any order and elements are only listed once. Because take note, set is a collection of distinct elements. So there should be no... So if an element is repeated, you will only list it once. Now, this is the list method. What is the rule method or the set builder notation? We have here A is a set containing X such that X is a letter of the word banana. Number 2. Let capital B be the set of positive even numbers less than 20. Okay, positive even numbers less than 20. So what are those numbers? For convenience, of course, and to make sure that you're correct, you will not miss out anything, you will list that in this order, no? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, so that you won't miss out anything. But again, you may list it in any way you want, as long as you won't forget, okay, an element. Bala ka sa buhay mo. So, kung gusto mo halimbawa, ganito, okay, it depends on you. Now, what is the rule method for this? Okay, you can write it just like this one, in this manner. Capital B is a set containing x such that x is less than 20 and x is a positive even number. Okay, for this one, there is no symbol for this. Positive even number, the even one, there's no symbol for even. So, you can write it in that way. Number 3, let capital B be the set of months with exactly 30 days. Okay, what are those? We have April. D is a set containing April, June, September, and November. Okay, what's the rule method? Okay, naputol. Okay, X, andito na. X is, D is a set containing X such that X is a month with exactly 30 days. Okay, last example, we have F. Let F be the set of noble gases from your chemistry class. Okay, we have helium, radon, argon, xenon, krypton, neon, and organicium. Okay, for the set builder notation, we have F is a set containing X such that X is a noble gas. Take note that, sir, saan galing yung X? X is a common variable used in sets. Okay, you are free to use anything, any letter. Actually, you can use A here so that it will correspond to the set name. Here, you can use small letter B. Okay, it depends on you. Here you have small letter D, and here you have X. There's no fixed rule depending on the context, okay? Now that we have already reviewed about the sets, let's talk about the real number set R. A number is real if and only if it does not have an imaginary part, that is, I is equal to square root of -1. From algebra, you encounter this in solving quadratic equations. For example, you have here x squared is equal to -4. Okay, if you're going to take the square root of both sides of the equation, okay, in the context of real numbers, this will not work out. Okay, when you try this one using your calculator, it will say math error or imaginary. Alright, for this, so that's why mathematicians extended the number system. So that's why mathematicians gave this a name. Specifically, René Descartes, he coined the term imaginary for this. Okay. Now, the set of real numbers is actually a subset of another larger set. Okay, let me write it here. A complex number is defined as A plus BI, where A and B are real numbers and BI is the imaginary part or component. Now, the superset of the set of real numbers is the complex number set. Okay, I did not write it. I intentionally did not include it here so that we can have a quick discussion about the complex numbers. Kapag sinabing complex numbers, imaginary agad. It doesn't mean imaginary agad. Okay, the symbol for the set of complex numbers is double C. Okay. Now, if B is equal to 0, ano mangyayari kapag ang B ay equal sa 0? Mawawala to. A na lang yung matitira. So, the remaining one will be a real number only. There will be no imaginary part. Now, if B is not equal to 0, meaning to say there's an imaginary part, then another set will be formed here. Another subset of C. Okay. With set of complex numbers with imaginary parts. The symbol for this set is double I. Okay. Okay, let's go back to the real number set. Okay, when you say real, hindi imaginary, that's all. Meaning to say, from this diagram, we can say that a real number is actually a complex number. Okay, I don't want you to think that, okay, kapag sinabing complex, imaginary agad. No. Okay, ano mga example ng imaginary numbers? 3 plus I, 2I, basta may I sila. 5I minus 3, etc. These are examples of imaginary numbers. Okay. Now, under the real number set R, the symbol for real number set is double R. Okay, under R, we have the rational number set Q and the irrational number set Q prime. Okay, how do we say that a number is rational? A number is rational if and only if it can be expressed as a quotient of two integers A over B with B not equal to 0. Otherwise, it is irrational. So, what are the example of rational numbers? We have 1/2. This one is a fraction already, no? 0.2. Okay, because take note that 0.2 is equal to 1 over 5, isn't it? What else? We also have the non-terminating decimals. Let's say 0.232323, a number that with pattern, no? This one is actually equal to 23 over 99. So when you see a pattern in a decimal number, it is rational because we can actually express that as a quotient of two integers. Now, what are the examples of the irrational number set? We have pi, e, and then we also have the golden ratio, no? Yung golden ratio, it's irrational also. The phi. Okay, what else? We can list any number here that do not have any specific pattern. Just like this one. We don't know what the next term will be. Okay, that is irrational. Square root of 3, square root of 2, irrational also. When you say rational, always take note of the word ratio, a fraction. Okay, that is your palatandaan or technique to remember what a rational number is. Next, a number is an integer if and only if it is a whole number. Okay, the integer set. Okay. Under the rational set, we have the integer set, Z, double C, no? Okay, and also we have the non-integral fraction set. Okay, so this one, ano mga example neto? 1/2, 3 over 2. Ayan. Basta rational pero hindi integer. Integer is rational. Okay, bakit? For example, 3. 3 is equal to 6 over 2. Remember? This is also equal to 9 over 3. This is also equal to negative 30 over negative 10. So, it's a quotient of two different integers. It's a quotient of two integers. Tama? So, that's why integers are rational. Okay, what are the subsets of the integer set? We have the set of positive integers, C+, the set of negative integers, Z-, and the set containing 0. Take note, ito ha, nakalagay ito sa braces because it's a subset of the integer set. Okay, another subset of the integer set is the natural number set. Okay, this one is the set of natural numbers, but it is always important to define it sa context, no? Okay, because other references would say that this is a set of natural numbers, so the elements of this one is a set containing 1, 2, 3. So, meaning to say, this is just simply z plus, correct? However, in other contexts, kasama yung 0. 0, 1, 2, 3. So, this one is set of non-negative integers. Okay, so that's why always define your n. Okay, when you say natural numbers, that is simply 1, 2, 3. However, if you say set of non-negative integers, you include 0. A special subset R star is the set of non-zero real numbers. In symbols, R star is just simply R except. Okay, so this one is except the set containing 0. So, what can you say about R star? If it doesn't include 0, so it means that it is the union of R negative and R positive. When you say union, you just combine. Okay, let's have here true or false. Write true or false legibly for each. Z is an element of Q. So this one is incorrect. This one is false because mali yung symbol. Number 2, Z is a subset of Q. This is this is true. Okay, tama because you will see here that Z is indeed a subset of Q. When we draw them in a circle or ellipse rather, okay, complex numbers. Okay, we have here the real numbers. And then here we have the set of here we have I. Okay, R, and then inside it we have Q. Okay, outside it we have Q prime. Okay, inside it we have the integer set. Correct? Okay. Now, number 3. Z plus is equal to Z minus. Of course, false. They do not have the same element, so they are not equal sets. Number 4, 0 is an element of Z. True. Number 5, the set containing 0 is an element of Z, just like our examples in the previous subtopic. This is false. Number 6, the set containing 2, 3, 5 is an element of Z. False also. You should have used the symbol for subset. Number 7, Q is a subset of R. Is that true? Yes. Because under ng R yung Q. So this one is true. Number 8, R is a subset of Z. This one is false. Because take note that R is the larger set compared to the integer set. So baliktad. It should be Z is a subset of R. Number 9, R is the union of Q and Q prime. So this one is true. Okay, ipag-combine mo lang silang dalawa, you will get the real number set. Number 10, Z is the set R except the irrational number set. Okay, is that true? So if we cross this out, okay, this is false. Okay, bakit? Meron ka pang matitirang integral fraction set. Okay? So that's why it's false. Number 11, all integers are rational. This is true. Ayan, under ng integers, under lahat ng integers ay rational because under yan, oh. Number 12, all integers are real, true. Okay, under ng real number, set your integer. So, it's true. Number 13, some real numbers are irrational. This is true. Number 14, all positive integers are real, true. Number 15, all real numbers are positive integers. Of course, this is false. Okay, ayan o. All real numbers are positive integers. Paano to? Paano tong mga to? Paano yung mga negative real numbers? The real line extends towards negative infinity and positive infinity to the left and to the right respectively. Always remember that infinity is not a number but just a mere representation of a very large or very small number. So, itong infinity na to, you cannot say that infinity minus infinity is 0. This is wrong. But infinity plus infinity will still be infinity. Each whole number can be plotted along the real line. The real line is ideally constructed in equal intervals for uniformity, and it is always constructed from lowest to highest, left to right. Diba, no? Ayan, no? Equal intervals. Ang interval nila, 1. So, each unit increase by 1. Size of a number refers to the number's distance from 0. Okay, 800 is larger than 8 since 800 is farther from 0. Tama? For example, 8 is larger than 3 because 8 is farther from 0 compared to 3. Okay, that's the size of the number. Order of a number. We know 6 is larger than 5 or negative 2 is larger than 4. Whichever is rightmost is larger and leftmost is smaller. Okay, we know that 5 is larger than negative 2 because 5 is more rightmost compared to negative 2. The density property of real numbers state that between two different real numbers, no matter how close they are, there are infinite number of real numbers between them. So just like what I'm saying before, in the previous example, in the infinite sets, diba? Dito sa 0.01 and 0.02, there's a lot of numbers in here. You have 0.0111, 0.010909, and so on. You can list as many as you want. However, hindi ka matatapos because there are infinitely many numbers in between. Now, let's talk about the interval notations. An interval I is a subset of R that is a range of real numbers between two endpoints. We have 4 types of intervals. First, we have the open interval from A to B, excluding A and B. We read this as open interval from A to B. Okay, this is the inequality representation. Next, closed interval from A to B. This one includes A and B, the endpoints of the interval. Next, we have the left half open interval from A to B. Okay, so this one excludes A but includes B. And then we have the right half open interval. We are inclusive in A but exclusive with B. Now, let us have the following examples. Using the list or roster method, define the following sets. Okay. Number 1, A is a set containing X such that X is an element of the right half open interval from 3 to 10 and, okay, this one, guys, means and, okay? We will use that further in logic. And X is an integer. Okay, meaning to say there are 2 rules here. X is an element of the interval and X is an integer. So remember that an integer is a whole number. Okay, we have here 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we will not include 10 because this one is right half open interval. Okay, next. Okay, x is an element of the closed interval negative 5 to negative 1.25, and x is also an integer. So you start from negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2. Okay? So I think doon na tayo matatapos, no? So negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1. Negative 1.25 is here. So, hindi ka aabot sa negative 1. So, this is our answer. Next, we have here open interval from negative 5 to 2. So, we have negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1. Last, but not the least, we have 3, same lang, integer lang din. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have a left half open interval here. How about this one? E is a set containing x such that x is an element of the open interval 1 to 2 and x is an integer. So what's the answer here? Between 1 and 2, there are no longer integers, no? So that's why this is a null set. There's no element in it. Let's have the Cartesian products of sets. Let capital A and B be non-empty sets. Then the Cartesian product A cross B is a set of ordered pairs A comma B such that A is an element of A and B is an element of B. In symbols, we have A cross B is a set containing the ordered pair A comma B such that A is in B and B is in. In symbols, we have A cross B is a set containing the ordered pair A comma B such that A is in A and B is in B. Note that the ordered pair A comma B is not the same as B comma A unless A and B are equal sets and the corresponding elements are equal as well. Suppose that the elements of A are mapped into the elements of the set B. Then the Cartesian product, we have here A1B1, A1B2, A1B3, A1B4. So those are the mappings from A to B using the element A sub 1. And then for the element A sub 2, we have the following ordered pairs. A to B1, A to B2, A to B3, and A to B4. Now, what is B cross A? Okay, for the B cross A, you will just reverse it. So you have B1, A1, B1, A2, B2, A1, B2, A2, B3, A1, B3, A2, and then we have B4, A1, and last, B4, A2. Correct? Now, let's have another examples of the Cartesian product. Number 1, let capital A, let's set A be the set containing 2 and 3, and B is a set containing A, B, C. Let us find A cross B. Okay, A cross B is a set containing the ordered pairs. Okay, 2A, 2B, 2C, 3A, 3B, and 3C. So, this is the set A cross B. Okay, for the B cross A, baliktarin mo lang A2, A3, B2, be careful, B3, C2, C3. Now, letter C, A squared. Okay, take note that this one doesn't mean that you're going to square the elements of A. No. So, this one means A cross A. Okay, what are the elements of this? 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, and 3, 3. Next, B squared. This one means B cross B. Okay, we have AA, AB, AC, BA, BB, BC, CA, CB, and CC. Okay? So this one is left for you as an exercise. Okay, for number 3, let us write exactly 5 elements of the following sets. We have Z cross Z minus. Okay, sabi maglista lang naman daw. Okay, ibulat lang natin. 5, negative 1, negative 3, negative 2, 0, negative 5. 2, 2, negative 2, 0, negative 10. Okay. Letter B. Q cross Q prime, meaning to say rational and irrational. Okay, 2 is rational, no? And then irrational, let's say square root of 2. 3 over 2. Okay, rational, di ba? 3 over 2, pi. Okay. 0.51. 51 over 100 yan. 0.51, the phi, the golden ratio. Let's have here 1. 0. Sige, 0 is a rational number also. 0, square root of 3, and then we have 13, square root of 5. So these are what we call surds. Okay? Okay, for letter C and letter D, I want you to do this as your exercise. Last, for this topic, we have functions and relations. So you have studied about this in your high school math already. Let capital A and B be non-empty sets. The relation R from A to B is any subset of the Cartesian product of A and B. The domain, dom R, is the set of all the first coordinates of the ordered pairs in R, and the range is the set of all the second coordinates of the ordered pairs in the relation. The codomain is the set containing the range. Sometimes the codomain and the range are the same for some functions. So ngayon, meron tayong tinatawag na codomain sa mga relations. So what is it? Okay, take note that you are mapping A to B. Okay, your A here is the domain, and your B is the codomain. Now, yung range, that's the set of all the second coordinates of your set, of your function. Okay, dito, you will see that, here in the figure, you will see that this is the codomain. Codomain of the relation. And then this is the range. It's a subset of the codomain. Number 1. Let us find the domain and range of the relation R. Okay. Okay, the dom R, the domain of R. This one is the set containing 5, 1, and negative 0.2. So we just list the first elements or the first coordinates. For the range, we have 3, 0, -1, and 2. For the codomain, we cannot specify it because we don't know the larger set. Okay, we don't know the superset of this particular range. We can say that the codomain is R, the real number set. However, we can also say that it's the integer set, no? So it's just a possibility. Okay. Number 2, given R is the Cartesian product of the sets close interval 3 to 4 and open interval 4 to 6 where the coordinates of R are both integers. Now, let's talk about functions. A function is a special type of relation that is a set of ordered pairs x, y such that exactly one value of y corresponds to each value of x. In symbols, f is a function from x to y, set x to set y. A function is mapped from set x to exactly one element in set y. Meaning to say, an input value will only produce one unique element. Okay, your capital X here is the domain and your capital Y is the codomain. So, hindi range ha. Okay, sa functions, when you map something, this one is your domain, this is your codomain, hindi range. If x is an element of set x and y is an element of set y, then alternatively, we can write the function using this symbol. X is mapped to y. Okay, tingnan nyo yung pagkakaiba ng symbol. If we use the set, we just use the arrow, the plain arrow. However, if we use the elements of the set, we use this symbol. We have the following remarks about functions. The domain of f is the set of non-repeating first coordinates or elements of f. Hindi pwedeng maulit yung mga x. For the range, that's a set of second elements of the function. For the correspondence, we can say that a relation is a function if there's a one-to-one correspondence and many-to-one correspondence. For example, your 1 here produce 10, your 2 produce 20 only, your 3 produces 30, your 4 produces 30. So, naulit yung 30 pero yung x values natin, yung input values, hindi naulit. However, on the other hand, this one is not a function. 7 produces 15 and 17, hindi pwede yon. It means naulit yung 7. Okay, this one is one-to-many correspondence. Take note that here in MMW, the function and relations are just light, okay? So you may view the lecture on the card above if you want to know more about functions and relations as an introductory topic in calculus. Okay, determine whether the following are functions or not. So just look on the first elements. Okay, this one is not a function. Bakit? Naulit yung 3. Number 2. Capital V is a set containing 5, 2, 0, 3, and 2, 5. So this one is a function. Number 3. T of x is equal to x squared minus 1 where x is an element of R, a real number, and T of x is a real number. Okay, take note that dito kahit anong i-substitute mo, you will produce a single value only. Tama? Single value of T of x. So that's why this is a function.